I didn't sleep at all last night because like he's sick. So, he's waking up because of the mucus. So he's like choking. And I'm like, I hear it. So I get up to check. So I didn't really get much sleep. So this morning he's watching TV and I'm fucking passed out. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. During that time, he could break shit. I wouldn't care. And then I'm sleeping. All I hear is, Dad, Dad. And mind you, this is the first time he said it so clear, so vividly, that it scared me out of my sleep.
Scared the shit out of you.
Bro, all I hear is, Dad, 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 Dad. I wake up. I'm like, what happened? He's just like, TV. But motherfucker hit play, nigga.
Was it on the Netflix thing?
Yeah, it's on the Netflix. Are you sure you want to continue, bro? Also, we're gonna give another special shout out to my dog Pucho before this next topic. He loved this so much. We're gonna hit him again with the chip sounds, just for the people.
There we go.
That second bite. It's a good bite.
It's the greatest crunch. They should use that shit in movie theaters, like in the movie productions. I think we created a sound.
We might.
I got a request for a clip of Doey's laugh, like the specific section of Doey's laugh from the last episode. So I sent that along to someone. I don't know what he's doing with it yet, so we'll see that pop up at some point, probably on Twitter.
That's awesome.
Gonna be crazy. So this next topic is gonna hit home for everybody that watches this episode or the show, the pod, or in life in general. When you feel so burnt out in everything you do, whether it's work, life, family, friends, whatever the fuck it is, we all hit this burnt out mark or height or level where we're just done. We got to take it back. We got to take a break, take a seat back, relax, and unwind because we just can't move on no more. And yeah, I think I've hit that quite a few times just in a matter of a month or so. I think I hit that a lot. Same for Doe, same for maybe Mateo himself, you know what I mean? Like, what do you guys do when you get burnt out? How do you get, first off, tell me how you get burnt out, what makes you get burnt out, example-wise, and what do you do to get unburnt? Because this shit is for the people at this point, man. Because, yeah, I don't know. Stress.
I think sometimes there's nothing you can do to unburn yourself out. I think it just is a process. You have to let it process I also think you have to go back to doing the things you love and find some enjoyment in life when you feel like that. Some of it is a little bit of depression, the seasonal depression when it gets very dark very early here. It's like 4:00 and the sun is already down over here. I'm like, that shit is not cool. I'm like, I'm not getting enough sunlight. The days aren't long enough. The nights are very long. It's cold. I was even wondering the other day, like, what do you do in the winter? Like, what is there to do? Like, you got to go to fucking museums and shit. It's all like indoor things. But there's not a lot to do in the winter and the very dark times. So I think it's very easy to get burnt out in the winter times of a year. I think the summer is a lot more vibey. So everybody's in a better mood in the summer. You're getting a lot of that vitamin D because you're getting hit by the sun a lot. So I think there is a period. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a boss of mine told me one time that you get burnt out when you're working on something and you don't have a direction, you don't have a goal that you're working towards. So then, like, whatever you're like, this from a professional's perspective, at least, right? So, like, if you don't know what the hell you're contributing, you don't know what you're actually building towards, that's when you get burnt out. That's why you see a lot of burnout in, like, you know, like service industry jobs, because there's not necessarily goals depending on your management. They might not have, there's not necessarily a goal in mind. It's just every day is the same. We deal with customers. Some of them suck. Some of them are all right. Some of them are right in the middle. And then the next shift is the same fucking thing. That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So part of it is figuring out, like, figuring out what your goal is. What do you want to build towards? What are you trying to accomplish long term? You know,
even if you have goals or things, I think you still can get burnt.
for sure.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure this podcast probably burnt off some of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure work, especially family is the biggest burnt. You can get burnt out from family pretty quick. They come with that same bullshit. And, you know, you're not doing goals out of family or nothing like that, business-wise, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there is a difference, business burns, family burns, and all that. But to relieve the burnt, I think getting away from whatever is that burning feeling, and, you know, vacation is one of those ways to help out. But taking a step back and seeing, like, what am I doing? What do I need to do? Like, more like self goals and, like, for yourself, not like for work or family, just more like, what do I need to do so I don't get back to this feeling? Because, I mean, you could get tired. You can get, you know, burned out from that and shit, but I don't know. I think it's definitely easy to get burnt, but not easy to fix it, I guess.
My issue really is if you want to be for real, this 40-hour work week with 2 days off. Just 2 days is not enough for me to, like, I gotta be honest. I'm a 33-year-old man. I've been doing this shit for a while. 2 days off is not enough for me. I need another day off.
I would agree.
I need that third day off, and then I think I'm good. I think
there's been a lot of talks recently about these 4-day work weeks and switching to this 4x10 work week, and then you have a 3-day weekend.
Not even. They have even put in certain legislation to vote, and I don't know if it got shot down. The national work week is at 40 hours. They want to reduce it to 32, and you still get paid for your 40 hours week. But everyone works a 32-hour week, 3 days off. If you want to get another job or do something else or overtime, that gives you you get the freedom to do whatever you want. If you want to relax, you can relax for those 3 days. But if you want to work more, you can find other work, stuff like that. Maybe take overtime. Well, if it's not going to work in all fields.
Yeah, I mean, and if we get anything like that, I would be very surprised if we get anything out of our current Congress. I don't think this is the Congress that's going to be very worker friendly. Unfortunately.
Imagine this, right? This is a little hypothetical. Imagine they tell you, "Doe, we're going to give you your 3-day weekend. You're going to have Friday off now. Get the 40 hours for 4 days."
Yeah.
But the only way you get that, you have to vote for Trump. Would you do that?
But like a lot of people promise things.
No,
like
you're gonna get it.
Presidents,
it's 100%.
A lot of presidents promise things.
As soon as you vote for him, that goes right in with him. As soon as he gets voted in.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'd be voting for Trump.
Not because you like him, because you want that 3-day weekend.
Because it's something that aligns with my goals, right? And I think that's what voting is. Like, it aligns with your goals, the lesser of two evils. I'm just gonna be honest. He just talks so much shit, and it's just so. I'm gonna be like, all right, I guess I have to hear him in his nonsense for another 4 years. But if this is what we're gonna get out of it, then I guess that's where my, goals align.
So you was burnt out with Donald Trump in office.
Very, very. It was the longest 4 years that I ever sat with a president.
I gotta admit,
it was just.
It was funny watching him. The whole Puerto Rican thing with the jumper, he had a perfect fuck.
It was so fucked. It was so fucked, bro. It was so fucked.
The man's jumper was elite, bro. Division 1, bro.
Like, yo, he was such a piece of shit.
Big waters.
Big water. Ocean water. It was just... I don't know. I couldn't take it anymore.
I loved every second of that shit. I'm sorry. You got to laugh with that shit, bro. Like, this is a part of being burnt out. You get burnt out with something, man, you got to find the happiness or something that makes you happy in this burnt out part.
But he brought this country back. Like, decades. I feel like either he exposed a part of the country that we didn't know was really there, or he brought something out of, it just really sucked. January 6th, this was all like coming to you got all these people that think that the votes were fraudulent. It's like some big percentage of Republicans believe in that. It's sickening, to be completely honest. So I don't know. I kind of don't appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, if your faith in like the actual election process is that shook, then there's just more bad shit coming, man. Like January 6th might have just been like the very first little sign of this.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, as far as like personal life getting burnt out, right? Like with family and shit like that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is right now. I am pretty burnt out with some aspects of my family currently, and I don't know. I don't know what to do to get back. I was supposed to go and do some stuff with my family today, and I did not. I took a nap instead, and I support my decision. I think it was the right decision to make. Kind of, because I do miss spending time with my nieces and nephews. There's just some extra family shit going on right now that is stressful. That it's hard to deal with, dude. It is very hard to figure out what to do next.
Maybe, in a Spanish household, when you have too much of the parents or the parents of the people, just tell them, hey, all that bullshit you guys bring, if I'm there, let's just not talk about it. I don't want to hear it. Don't give a fuck about it.
That does not work.
And if they say no, then I guess you won't be seeing me. Like, just to make it fair, because, bro, like, just living with people, living with your family, or just like visiting for a period of time, it'll fuck your whole mental up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm burnt out to the point where I don't want to go to any family events. I don't want to, I don't want to do anything. Like, oh, you want to come chill with us? Nah. Going to bed. I'll go to bed early just so I don't have to chill with people. Dead ass. Like, shit just gets, even with you guys, sometimes I don't even want to talk to you guys half the time. I just be like, yo, let me just get away. The messenger, I'm muted. I just need a 10-hour break. I don't want to hear, like, Doe is probably the same exact way. He doesn't want to hear me or see me for 10 hours.
I think that's completely healthy. I think a lot of these aspects, I think people would, from the outside, would look at us and say, wow, you guys are really dysfunctional. But I think when you're outputting a podcast at this audio quality, at this video quality, at these quality of timestamps, I think we're asking a lot from each other. And I think it takes a lot to make this podcast happen. And although it can be very draining, you can also pull some sort of energy from it, because you get to see the final product and you get to be proud of something. And you're like, man, that short really hit. There has to be something there that made people click with that. Like, so I must be saying something right, or it's a good way to like put some gas in your engine. But I gotta be honest, it took a while for me to get used to the production schedule and just the inner workings. I think it's very healthy for us to argue. And even if we're just throwing dirt at each other, I think it needs to happen, because if it didn't, then we will be hiding all of that energy like behind our fans, or it would just seep into the podcast. I don't think that's good.
You think?
Yeah. One of the tricks to burnout, I think, is celebrating your wins. Like celebrating your wins, recognizing where you're doing well, and celebrating that. My leadership style in general in my professional life, I tend to be more of like a cheerleader type of boss than anything else. I like celebrating wins. I actually have to temper myself back a little bit, because not everything needs to be celebrated and given props to, because some of this shit is just, this is what you're supposed to do. This is your job.
Yep.
But my natural method is I like to celebrate wins. I like to give people props when they do things. I like seeing things done well.
So you're one of those types of boss who'd be like, "Great job, Timothy! You did a bang up job," and it's just
I don't think I use that tone, but
I've been in a position where you're underappreciated, and it's weird how just hearing that will make you feel better. It's such a small thing, right? Like to add that, hey man, you did a great job. Just acknowledgement from your higher ups can change a vibe, or like even it'll give you a boost. Like, oh shit, my boss noticed me. My boss noticed that I'm doing something. It just will put some air underneath your sails.
like yeah, like I also noticed that too as a boss. Like I learn something new almost every day. How to be a better boss. You can always be better. And like I used to harp on these guys, like among my guys a lot, because I know what they can do. And if I see them acting lazy or just trying to get away with being lazy, that shit irritates me. Because it's like, bro, like I've been in your shoes, like I've done this work, like I get it. You're right there. Like just I've learned to hold back on some of my comments because I can see when they're burnt out. Like
and that's just not going to help whenever they're that.
It's not going to help.
Burnt out.
Yeah. So I've seen them burnt out. Be like, yo, hey, good job, bro. You fucking real shit. You got that shit done. Like that was clutch. You come back out later, you see their progress increase, or you know what I mean, or they'll bring it up later on. Be like, oh, Jose over here said, oh, I did a good job, so you guys need to pick up the slack or something. You know, and it's just crazy. When you're burnt out, you see somebody burnt out, give them some type of encouragement, I guess. You know what I mean? Like even when I'm burnt out, someone says, "Hey, you're doing the best job as a dad, bro. Keep it up." I'll be like, "Fuck, yeah, thanks." I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean you're in a special position now with your family stuff too. You have a kid at home. You have a kid that you're a caretaker for a large chunk of his time. So that shit's hard. What do you do when you're burnt out as a parent?
You can't be. I don't think you can be burnt out I mean, you can't. It happens, but I don't think. I don't know. Like I can't be burnt out. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like you as a parent, you have to give him that energy. You can't.
I mean, especially at that age. That age is they aren't necessarily going to understand if you tell them,
"I'm tired."
Hey, daddy's tired. Like daddy had a long day. Daddy's doing rough right now. He just wants to sleep.
Like last night, I didn't sleep at all last night because like he's sick. So he's waking up because of the mucus. So he's like choking, and I'm like I hear it, so I get up to check. So I didn't really get much sleep. So this morning he's watching TV, and I'm fucking passed out. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. During that time, he could break shit. I wouldn't care. And then I'm sleeping. All I hear is, Dad. And mind you, this is the first time he said it so clear, so vividly, that it scared me out of my sleep.
Scared the shit out of you.
Bro, all I hear is, Dad. I wake up. I'm like, what happened? He's just like, TV. But motherfucker hit play, nigga.
Was it on the Netflix thing?
Yeah, it was on the Netflix. Are you sure you want to continue, bro? In my head, I'm like, bitch, hit the play button. Why you waking me up? But it's like, I was happy that he said my name like that. You know what I mean? And it just at the same time, I was tired, but I was like, damn, this is crazy. I'm at this level now with him where it's like, I'm burnt out, but that just brought me back.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that revitalize you? That was the health potion that you needed?
Yeah, that brought me back. I was like, damn, yeah, I'm dad. All right, yeah, all right, let's go get this
50
breakfast.
cc's of dad.
Facts. That shit brought me back. I was like, damn, I'm proud of my son. He calling me dad like that so vividly with so much love to fix some shit for him. Fuck it. It brought me back. And you know, like for work, sometimes too, being burnt out, like little encouragement from my boss does help. Or, you know, or just seeing something get done. It's just like
doing. I was about to say, just doing something, even if it's small, that you can check off your list and just finish. That shit might get you back into the headspace you want to be at.
That might be the secret right there to being burnt. Just a little bit of fucking acknowledgement. Because it's just like, bro, there's days.
It's a way. Yeah. It's a way, right? I think it is very important for you not to rely on other people to get yourself re-energized. I think you have to
sure.
figure out a way for yourself to get back. And I think a lot of it has to take time away from work, take time away from, I think some of the best time is when you yearn to do that thing again. And you're like, man, I haven't DJ'd in a while. I'll kill the shit out of this song or some shit like that. And
That
like,
track you put out was good, man.
Yeah.
That track you put out was real good.
yeah. So I think you gotta taking a break from something it can't always be bad. Like it'll recharge you. It'll be like, man, I have so many things I want to talk to my kid about or whatever it may be. But I think we all have like that outlet. We need to figure out what things recharge us and what things drain us.
Would you think in relationships too? I mean, because relationships, you get burnt out. I think that's why there's a lot of divorce and shit.
Yes.
Do you think that even taking a year break or month break, 4 weeks, whatever the fuck, I don't think that's for a relationship. I don't think that's healthy either way.
I think this is a completely different topic.
No, yeah, it's a little bit burnt too, though.
I
But
think when you're talking about a partnership, it's kind of like a relationship. It's a two-person. You have to look at things as, man, my partner isn't feeling too good right now. What can I do to put some wind underneath their sails? What can I do to make their time a little bit more comfortable? Or you got to work in the best interest of your partner, right? And
I wouldn't never say that like the idea of taking a break in a relationship is a bad thing. But it could be depending on the two people in that partnership, right? Like for some people that might be a death wish. That might be just as bad as if they had asked to break up to them. Like if they had asked to get a divorce or whatever. And to other people, they understand, like they might be able to understand, like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's take a break. Let's not be in each other's business, and let's see if we can get back to a place where we want to be in our relationship.
I think it's completely healthy, especially in the dating phase, or like if you're in a boyfriend girlfriend. I think that's completely healthy. I think if someone can't and cannot stop themselves, I think there's a problem. I think like you have to check yourself. Like you should be able to control a lot of these emotions. And if you can't, then maybe you should seek the help or talk to your friends or family about this issue you're having. A lot of people, the problem that they have is that they're kind of in denial. They're like, I got it all together. And it's like, no, like obviously from the outside, people can see where you have like issues.
They can see the cracks.
So I think coming forward and being like, hey, I'm having an issue with A, B, or C. Maybe it's just one thing. Maybe it's a lot of things. I think a partnership doesn't just come with your like significant other. I think you can be a friend to somebody and help them fix themselves. And I think love isn't just to have sex with somebody. You can love somebody and have a very non-sexual relationship with them and love them very much and like want to help their, lifestyle or whatever. If you see something very unhealthy and you're like, hey, you maybe should cut some of this out. It's not easy sometimes when people are in denial though. But that's why it's good as a friend, because you kind of like open to them and and you can come from a spot of vulnerability. Like, hey, man, I'm your friend. I kind of noticed this about you. Why do you think? But you have to know how to approach it also.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a tricky thing, too. Yeah. Like a lot of people don't want that outside perspective. Like they get defensive the second that you give them that outside perspective.
Yeah.
It's why the fuck are you trying to get in my relationship?
Yeah.
I mean,
talking to somebody about their relationship, very picky. I almost don't do it sometimes.
You just listen, I think, is what they really want. Most of the time, they just want a listener.
That's always been my approach when someone is trying to vent about their relationship or they're talking about their relationship. I just listen. If I'm directly asked, that's my cue to give something. But otherwise, I'm just here to listen for you to vent to.
Yeah, for sure. Being burnt is a terrible fucking feeling. Shit's weakening. It should put you to sleep, like legit. You get tired. You just taking naps.
I mean, some part of that is definitely like depression going on if you're using sleep as a cope, for sure.
Really?
Absolutely.
You don't think you're taking like a little sleep? Like, you know.
I think it depends on how you're using it. If you're using sleep as a coping mechanism, it can be a sign of some form of depression, some amount of depression. And it could just be seasonal affective disorder, which gets a lot of us because, like Doey said, sun's going down early. There's not a lot of sunlight. There's not a lot of socializing going on right now. So if you're extroverted and that's how you recharge your battery, it could lead to these things.
Yeah.
Shit.
Take care of that mental.
Take care of that mental, ladies and gentlemen. If you stuck with us this long through this episode, hit that subscribe button. Like, follow, share. We're on our social media platform. You feel it burnt? Plug us in. If you're burnt from us, plug us back in. But
it is not okay to take a break from the One Up podcast.
Can't. That's a fucking Fendi. That's
Can't
a Fendi.
take a break. Although, where has the horror connoisseur been?
Oh,
Calling you out.
Calling her out. Let
All
her
right.
know.
I want to know.
Always, people.
But like I said, it's okay. It's okay. You want to take a break from us? Turn off. But just give us a like or something. Share.
Share that
Hit
shit.
that subscribe. You don't have to watch.
yeah,
You don't have to watch.
You don't
our
have to
stuff
watch. Just
every
share
day.
our shit. Yeah.
She's gonna be like, I've been watching. I just haven't commented. But as always, people, go one up yourself. Peace.